Hello, friends and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Min-Max Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue Bloodlords. As always, we'd like to invite you to come join our Discord, where you can hang out with us and other listeners of the show. And if you'd like to throw a little financial support our way, you can check out our Patreon. And a shout out to all of those at our Lich level and above. Rock Jedi, Wolf, Indie Link, Corey, Kaga, Scrap Gear, The Trevor Project, The Necromancer Forever, Nero the GM, just gonna sneak right past you there, Tawdry Monster, Cyrendon, True Chaos God, Mercutio, Gringus Maximus, Booming Thunder, Calistria Specialty, Tazier, Finder of Paths and Stars, FL, Gold Rhino, Hardy Har Har, Dinkelberg, Eisenjam, James B, Pickle, King Scott, Person Man, Mr. Grimm, Firedown, Progeny of Kukulin, Dicky Lopez, Bobson Dugnut, Ross D, Scott E, Witch Hunter, Zach S, Joe P, Veradux, Laundry, Boomclaw, The Twice Dead Kobold, The Great Gatsby, and a Darkridge. Shout out to new patrons. Now at the Lich level,
I'm not a robot. Beep beep boo.
And at the Bloodlord level, Jeremiah K. Thank you all so much for your support. And now a recap of session 114. We're in a place called Lower Argoron, trying to figure out what's going on with this Shadow Ash. We found our way to the guy who seems to be running things down here, a lich named Kelganth. More importantly, he's accompanied by the traitor Shara. It's fucking on. The fight is epic. Kix and Gerdrug are MVPs. Shara dies. Lich dies. Loot.
Now, before we get to Shara's corpse, I'm going to ask both the party and the listeners to suspend their disbelief for me, because there's no fucking way I'm giving you 42,000 gold worth of wealth on this kill. No fucking way. Because that's insane. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
We shattered the shield, and
I'm going to say you can grab 2 items off of Shara's corpse before Urgathoa claims all of it.
Also, she's got more fucking gold on her than I do. That's some bullshit.
I threw a bunch of shit on her.
Clearly.
So here's what she has. A +3 greater striking, greater ashen, cold iron, comma. Her +2 greater striking scythe, but I don't think that's really in the running. Do you guys care about the shields?
What the fuck is Ashen?
Ashen is a new rune. I believe it's from an adventure path or the treasure vault.
Source is from High Helm.
Ah, yeah, the High Helm book. That's right.
that's the one that you had to make that like will save, otherwise
or
you
be
became
confused. Yeah.
Which deals 1d4 persistent fire damage. Causes the creature to become fused for one round unless it succeeds 25 DC. That's fucking terrible. Greater.
It was a greater version. Yeah. So the DC is 35 and the persistent fire is
1d8, 35 DC.
Well, that's where the fire damage came from.
That's her comma. She also has a specialized, the one that the ghoul priest gave to her. Writhing Gleam is what it's called.
Oh.
She also has a major sturdy shield, which is a 16th level shield. Other things that you might actually care about: armbands of athleticism she has, ring of energy resistance. If you would like, you can take all of the gold that she has as one of the items that you take off of her. She currently has 1,786 gold worth of coins.
Not worth it. Let's take the shield and the comma. They're worth the most.
I mean, basically, yeah. Comma for sure. But yeah, that shield is also worth
the shield is worth 10k. To make it feel better, we're only taking 30,000 from her.
No, that's an additional 30,000 worth of gold that you weren't gonna get.
We sell it. It's half that, so it's a little under
half.
15k.
That's
split 4 ways.
That's supposed to make me feel better, Ted.
Ways,
it's not
we're
working.
Looking at under 4k a piece. It's like 3,600 a piece or something.
I kind of feel like that seems fitting because that's what Gerdrug would probably want to take off of her body, is her shield and her comma, the two
shield
things
and
she
the
used the most.
That makes sense.
Just to feel like it's like desecrating her body even more.
Did you give us all the shit from the room? You said it was like some amount of gold.
Yes.
Specialized equipment, or what is it?
It's in the treasure section, specialized equipment and books worth 1,000 gold and 1,100 gold, respectively. Just straight gold, because they're treasure.
Guys, we're gonna have to go like sell stuff and buy stuff soon. We have a lot of shit on us, and we should probably clear out the bags and David's hole.
Yeah, exactly.
I just imagine Lucan going to like a merchant and just like taking a squat. Just loot.
Here, let me open my gaping hole for you.
Lucan just bends over, Arius just fucking fists right up in there and starts pulling loot out.
Oh god, that reminds me of that scene from, oh god, I'm gonna
Just starts
age
pulling
myself a bit here.
scythes out, like 8 scythes come out.
Remember fucking Austin Powers?
Yeah.
Where it was Michael Myers and then the blonde chick, I can't remember her name, in the tent being spied on by guards. And he's like bent over on all fours and looking at a map.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's like hammering a tennis racket into the bag, and it looks like she's hammered into his asshole.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's so tight in here.
The total wealth of our stash right now is 122,000 gold.
Wow.
Good. Don't we own like the Hanging Castle now too?
Yeah. Yeah, Geb gave that to you.
I think we're finally like officially wealthy enough to be bloodlords. Like we're powerful enough, but now we're wealthy enough to be bloodlords.
It's important.
The wealth is a different type of power, and we're there now. You know, we're power level, wealth level. We're there. Wealth level maybe a little bit higher, but we're there.
So, after that encounter, you're not able to find the soul gem anywhere, nor have you found the source of the Shadow Ash component at all either. And there was a few things that the dwarf said, that Frank said, before you left him earlier. Something about the power source of the bone wall and Eled's defenses. To tie that back to earlier in this book, there have been rumors, and even the War Master Council has said to Arius, I believe, that the magical defenses of Eled have been failing. And here you are, the source of power for that.
And we're going to fix it.
Oh, I suppose they've probably been siphoning off his energy to make the shadow ash.
Yeah,
and
they've been
stuff.
siphoning off this phoenix they mentioned.
That's right, and the dwarf did mention a phoenix of some kind.
Shadow Phoenix.
Some kind of shadow necro phoenix.
And to the north of the laboratory, the hallway continues on.
Hey guys, I didn't use a single harm that combat.
Because I healed you,
You did.
and I made
I never had
Gurdruk
to
heroic.
heal anybody.
After you take her comma and her shield, and you begin to search the rest of the laboratory, her body and all of her gear begins to quickly decay. When the last of her organic matter sizzles away into smoke, I need... Gurdrug, you gave me a perception check. I want to keep yours. Can I get a perception check from Sundrinker?
Yes. 41.
As her body smokes and sizzles away, including most of her gear, Gurdrug and Sundrinker both see, at the same time, a folded letter in an envelope, sealed with the Imbrex family seal.
Yeah, I mean, if Sundrinker doesn't grab it immediately, Gurdrug certainly will pick it up.
All yours.
So Gurdrug picks up the letter, and on an envelope written in Shara's hand, it says, Lucan Hollow.
Oh, well, I guess it's for you.
Oh. Well, strange, but all right. Is it trapped? Poisoned? Well, poison doesn't really matter to me anymore.
I guess Gurdrug will look it over.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check on that.
39.
No, does not look trapped.
I mean, might give you a paper cut or something.
I'll try to be careful. I'll open it and kind of like unfold it so that both Gurdrug and I can see it together.
Lucan, if you're reading this, then you have bested me. I write to you because you are the only one who would take the time to read it. Gerdrug and Arius only care about murder, mine in particular for Gerdrug, and destruction. I still have no idea what Kix's motivations are. I want to set the record straight on how we got here. I have no doubt the ghost told you I betrayed you or something along those lines. The truth is, yes, I went to a meeting. Many of the things I was told made sense, and I think we could have all worked together to get what we each wanted. The goal, or at least mine, was to bring more followers and notoriety to Urgathoa. This didn't have to be at odds with your goal of more power. More undead and a larger nation devoted to the Pallid Princess would have completed my goal. You and the rest of the sinners could have been among the few who ruled the new nation. No other bloodlords to contend with. I was coming back to tell you about it when he literally stabbed me in the back. While it was a close battle, I had to escape with my life if I wanted to see Urgathoa elevated among the gods. In exchange for healing and safety, I agreed to join the Count. I hadn't yet decided up to that point, but after asking for his aid, I had no choice. By the time I was healed and ready to go out again, you had accepted the ghost back into your ranks. I knew I wouldn't get close to any of you to talk at this point, that a bloody meeting was inevitable. Please think about what you could have if you cease your actions and join the Count in creating something amazing. In the Pallid Princess's name, Shara.
Boo. Interesting. Well, what do you think, Gerdrug?
I mean, she's dead. That's all I care about.
What a silly question of me to ask. Perhaps I shall take it up with Kix sometime in the future. I don't think Arius would be concerned either. War. Destruction. What use is it to me? When all of Geb is undead and under the lash of Urgathoa, who would trade with us? Nobody. Our fields full of mortal food would go to rot, to the benefit of naught but the flies. I want to be a part of a vibrant culture. I've no desire to be at the head of a table which sits in the middle of a desert. And that's all that would come from Kemnebi's plot and Shera's zealotry. Not only the death of mortals, but the death of culture. Isolation. I will not stand to see Kemnebi's plan enacted, as if the traitor Shera had turned to his cause. I will not mourn her destruction. Besides, Geb's been around a long time, both the nation and the man, and I really don't see any attempt to usurp his power working? No. I don't want everyone to be undead. I don't eat the undead. I want to stick with our mission. And Gerdrug doesn't care.
I mean, hopefully there's some more Imbrexes around.
Untrack mind. Anyway,
It's literally why he's alive. Or unalive.
there's a letter here from Shera. Kix, Arius, are either of you interested?
Nope.
Nah, it's probably some gibberish about a god.
Did she talk about Zerial?
No, only Urgathoa.
Don't care.
Yes, gibberish about a god indeed. I need healing. Let's rest here for a few minutes.
And then you have the time to treat wounds as you need.
I roll some medicine checks. Let me try that again without hiccuping. I roll some medicine checks.
I didn't realize you hiccuped. I wasn't watching your video. I thought you kind of came like medicine checks.
Oh, medicine checks.
Oh, crit success.
Oh, 51 healing.
I'm down like 80.
Yeah, I'm down over 100.
I am full up now.
So we're going to do another one.
You've found all there is to find worth of any value, whether it's story value or gold value.
And I get to recover all my focus points without even needing feats to do so. Thank you, Remaster.
There's only one place you really haven't explored so far, and it's to the north. See a short hallway that curves off to the right, with a double door here.
Okay, Gerdrug moves up to the door after the healing is finished and gets a 50 to check it over.
The double door here does not appear to be trapped or locked.
Gerdrug takes a step off to the side. Okay. It's clear.
The double doors here are a little different than the ones that you've come across. They're decorated with narrow geometric lines that suggest vaguely humanoid shapes, as well as something larger and more bird-like.
Oh, I should also say I spend 2 rounds unsummoning and resummoning Sundrinker to get rid of their blindness.
Oh, there you go.
I'm still drained. Gross.
Can I just mention how depressing it's been that I haven't been able to banish anything?
Well, let's see what's behind door number 1.
I literally have a banishment build, and I can't banish anything.
Sundrinker opens the door.
Sundrinker opens the door. Beyond is a chamber. It's a pretty large antechamber. There's not a lot of anything here, except for on the floor is a fine layer of dark ash, and it stirs in eddies as you open the door. On the far side of this chamber is another double door. This one's larger than the one you just opened, and much like the previous doors, this one is also decorated with narrow geometric lines that suggest humanoid shapes, as well as a large bird-like shape.
Okay. I move into the room gingerly.
When Sundrinker, Lucan, and Arius enter, a terrifying shriek of pain echoes throughout the chamber. The dust motes eddy up into the shape of an ashen bird, large and imposing, in the center of this antechamber. And I need the 2 of you to give me a will save.
I don't wanna? Wait, I'm good at will saves. I'm not.
I was gonna say, I'll gladly give you a will save. I just don't want to do reflex saves.
So after all those reflex saves.
Arius gets a 43.
43 is a success.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Critical success.
Sundrinker gets a failure and Lucan gets a critical failure, which is so cool.
It's the best. In case you were wondering.
I will probably redo mine, I suppose, with a hero point, because it'd probably be pretty bad to critically fail. I get to know the results first, or is that just like I get to know that I critically failed first?
You know that you critically failed.
Do I get to know what it does?
The shadowy shape of ash sends streams of scouring ash towards your mouth, eyes, and nose, and it deals slashing damage. Deals 40 slashing damage, and the critical failure, you'll take the same 40 damage. However, on the regular failure, you're blinded for a minute and are sickened 2. On your critical failure, you have to take double damage.
Okay.
And you're frightened 2 and doomed 1.
Okay. But I take 80. All right.
All right. So, yeah, you'll actually, I rolled the new damage there. The static is higher on the new one.
Wait, why am I frightened?
Well, fuck off.
Even on a success, you're frightened 1.
What about critical success?
Even on a critical success, you're frightened 1. You don't take any damage, but you're frightened 1 even on a crit success.
This is me glaring at you, Tyler.
I can tell. We're going to enter combat with the complex trap. So everybody roll for initiative.
Tyler, is this something I can banish?
Give me a recall knowledge on your turn and we'll find out. Or you can just cast banish.
The fact that you actually thought about it. No, I'm not doing that. I want to hit it to banish it, though. I got that shit where if I crit on it, I can banish it.
How about this? It doesn't have an AC.
But I'm not fucking banishing it.
You're right. Against the ashes of despair, which have taken this bird-like form in front of you, it flaps its wings, and then ashes begin to stream toward everybody in the room. So now, top of round 1, the trap goes. And I need another will save, again from Sundrinker, Lucan, and Arius. I lied, it's a fortitude save.
Oh, thank God. I rolled a nat 1.
Did you just get a critical failure because of frightened?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I failed twice.
My hero point this one.
So for this one, you don't take double damage on the critical failure, but you take 43 slashing damage as the ashes begin to fill your orifices.
My orifices?
Your orifices. Particularly the ones on your face. Sundrinker and Lucan on the failure, you're sickened to 2 and blinded.
Arius failed as well.
Arius regular failure.
Yeah.
Sickened to 2 and blinded. Ashes enter your eyes. Gurdrug, you watch your fellows beyond the door assaulted with motes of ash, streams of it coming from this bird-like ashen creature.
Gurdrug's staying out here. He ain't going. Fuck that. Can I make a knowledge check on it?
Yeah, you can either use occultism or religion on this.
Occultism it is. Unless one of them is a lower check.
The religion is a lower check.
By how much?
I mean, I'm not going to answer that.
Damn. Well, then we'll go with religion.
I shouldn't have answered the first question.
What you normally tell us when the one's got a lower DC.
Yeah, usually.
I only get a 32.
It's mostly because y'all hate haunts so much. Gurdrug, you're not really sure what this is.
Kix is already teleported out of here.
Whatever it is this ash is being animated by some force. You're just not sure what.
Something's animating that shit, and I ain't going in there. I pass the rest of my turn.
All right, Lucan, blinded. It's your turn.
We are not your enemies, I say, and I pull out my voice from the grave, which I've actually had for many levels and have never used. This onyx skull emits eerie whispers when on its own, but when held, the skull enables you to speak with spirits and haunts you can see. I could see it for a moment.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
All right. Even if you don't share a language, the voice from the grave translates anything the spirit or haunt says using a language you understand and translates your words for the spirit or haunt in kind. This doesn't make the target friendly or even cooperative, but it does enable you to communicate. And since I can communicate, I will use 2 actions to activate, which is a command and envision action, the voice from the grave's special ability. This haunt, if it has a will save, needs to give me a will save. If it doesn't have a will save, you have to tell me that.
It does not have a will save.
Okay. It automatically fails.
Really?
Yes.
And what's the effect?
The effect is I cast Charm on it.
Oh.
The haunt automatically fails, or your spell automatically fails?
The haunt automatically fails. Yep. The Onyx Skull casts a DC 27 charm spell on one spirit or haunt you can communicate with using the skull. If you target a haunt that doesn't have a will modifier, it automatically gets a failure on its save.
Interesting.
So it is charmed.
Its target's
It becomes friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes friendly.
Yeah. It can't use hostile actions against you. So what do you communicate to this? It is a haunt.
We are not your enemies. Please desist with the hostile actions. We are not here to harm you or anybody else.
In a flash of images in your mind, because obviously you're blind, you see Kelganth entering the antechamber. He's holding a sack, and he pushes through the double doors on the opposite side of this chamber into a massive room with a pyramid at its center. The top of the pyramid is cut off, and sitting atop the pyramid is a large black bird. There are massive chains that go from the corners of the room and encircle the bird. When Kelganth walks in, the bird starts flapping violently and cawing. Kelganth pulls out a handful of vials that emanate vitality energy, and he holds his hand forward, and they launch hitting the bird, and it erupts in a blinding white positive aura, and the bird shrieks in pain, and then the vision disappears.
Oh, this ash is like the pain of the birds, like from the phoenix, the gray phoenix or something?
Yes.
Oh, my poor, beautiful creature. You have been tormented so. We will put an end to it, I swear.
The ash that was streaming into your eyes and into your throat, you cough through this to communicate it. The ash begins to pull back and retract. Your frightened values immediately stop.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. We are here to help.
What about sickened and blinded?
Sickened and blinded goes away as well. You keep your doomed condition, though.
I accept that I'm doomed. It's fine. I can get rid of it at any point. I just don't feel like it.
So that really hurt. That dealt me a lot of damage. Okay, all right. I communicate to everybody what I saw in the vision. This haunt, it is the pain of the Grey Phoenix. We must rescue it from this vile vitality magic that is being used upon it within the other side of this door. But first, Arius, wait, first, I need healing. Just a moment. We will kill him.
How hurt are you?
I am at 112 out of 163 HP. That really hurt.
You're down 112?
I'm down more than 112. I'm down like 150 something.
Fucking hurt.
I got demolished.
Do you still have reduced max HP? I don't remember.
Yes, I'm still sickened or whatever it is. Drained.
Drained.
Yes.
I still have more max HP than you.
So this is what they've been using this vitality shit for, huh?
Clearly. Creating all the shadow ash using a grave phoenix. And I thought we were the villains. We put an end to it. Today. Tonight. Even. After you give me 30, 40 minutes to heal up.
The swirling ash bird
It lasts for an hour. The charm lasts for an hour.
lasts for an hour. Okay.
Yep.
So the swirling ash bird looks to the door on the other side, and you can see what it's looking at. It's looking at a small satchel right next to the door, and it cringes away from it.
Oh, I detect magic on it.
It's probably full of
Vitality magic
vitality
shit.
bullshit.
I go toss it in my fucking...
No, you don't. We give it to the skeletal champion.
I give it to the skeletal champion and toss it into a bag.
Gurdrug gets a 42 to look at it real quick.
We need the deniability. We give it all to the guy following me around with the
Yep, that's fair.
Zerial flag. I don't know him if he gets caught.
You're lucky we caught this guy. He was going to kill you all with his vitality magic.
Gurdrug, as you go to reach down to examine it, you can see inside there are 3 vials that shine like the sun. And as your hand reaches toward it, the ashes begin to stir violently.
Yeah, we're closing that shit up. I mean, that's like a daylight spell or something. That could do some serious damage to our friendly vampire over here, too.
Yeah. Put that shit away.
Yeah, I don't think there's any checks needed on that one. Because the Gurdrug also shies away from the bright light.
Gurdrug, when you shy away from it, the baleful ebbing of the ash stops, and the bird creature lands next to the door, and then with its beak gestures toward the door.
Gurdrug checks it for traps while Lucan heals himself. 39.
You do not detect any traps. Does not seem to be locked either.
All right, let's hurry this along here. Come on.
Sorry, that is just very painful. But I'm ready now. Thank you very much, Haunt of the Grey Phoenix. We shall stop this madness at once. And 40 minutes later, I'm ready to go.
The vitality shit. What was the vitality shit we found?
We don't know. We don't have quick identify, and the Ashbirds are getting pissed off. We like sealed it up and put it in a bag of holding on your skeletal champion guy.
Well, yeah, that's why I was confused. I was looking at this shit and I didn't see anything.
I haven't moved it over there yet.
Oh. Well, then it's a Tyler problem.
I'll get
Moving
there. I'll
on.
get there. But yes, it is a me problem.
Sorry, Tyler.
This fucking bag
No
of
pressure.
holding is just crazy to look at, by the way.
Is Vega holding?
Sorry, his bag of holding.
Yeah. I love that you gave him like a steel shield and a long sword and chainmail. He's got like 10 gold worth of like level 2 like equipment. Like he's an adventurer. And then he's just got a random pair of boots of bounding and like scroll up heal level 8.
Those are just your boots of bounding.
Some bottled sunlight. I give him my old ones.
Get
He needs
fucking
to keep up.
hand-me-down
He's fucking
boots.
Slow. He's got like 30 grand worth of fucking vitality shit. 10 gold worth of adventuring gear.
Oh, God. This skeletal champion is just the perfect fucking patsy right now. And it doesn't argue at all. The chamber doors lie in front of you. Do you open them?
I let somebody tougher than me open them.
That's what Sundrinker's for.
All right, Sundricker opens it.
So Sundricker opens the door. First, I want to share the art for this chapter.
That's so fucking cool.
That is so cool.
This is very sick. It is what I assume is a gray phoenix, which looks like a giant raven, but its feathers are like draped across it like mummy wraps, I guess. And it's got 5 eyes per side. That's pretty sick. Also, it looks like it must be at least huge.
Oh, fuck, that's a big room.
This room is huge. The interior of this room has been shaped into what looks like a hollowed-out pyramid with truncated corners. The ceiling sections ascend at steep angles, hundreds of feet to a sharp point. Lines of dim green light emanate from every corner and converge at the interior peak. Other glowing lines form into sigils on each of the walls. And the room is filled with an indescribable weight, a heavy atmosphere of absence and malice. A large platform stands in each corner of the room except for the southwest, where you're entering in from. And in the center of the room is a massive dais formed from polished black stone. Its shape matches the room's interior except for its top is flat. And huge metal chains lead from each corner of this pyramid to a tangled pile in the center, where they disappear into a massive mound of gray ash. At the corners of the rooms, on those platforms that I mentioned, the edges of the platforms rise up in a wall of sorts, walling in with magical dim green runes these 3 creatures. They sort of look like shadow satyrs with swords for arms, deep glowing red eyes, a shadowy beard, and nasty 3-pointed horns on either side. And as you enter the room, the magic that is ebbing from the chains starts to pulse, and it runs toward the massive ashes at the top of the pyramid in the center of the room. And the 3 creatures on the daises begin to pound on the invisible walls, spreading green ripples of shockwave where their swords meet the barrier. And the barrier flickers as energy begins to siphon toward the top of the black pyramid. As the energy coalesces at that spot in the center of the room, a black cyclone, keeping itself contained within the wrapped chains, forms and manifests itself into a huge bird-like form. Its feathers seem to be made of wisps of shadows. Its beak seems to be one of the only solid pieces on this creature. It has 10 eyes, and it shrieks in pain. As the energy from the chains ebbs toward the central pyramid, the pounding coming from the 3 platforms gets louder as the energy containing these 3 forms begins to flicker and dim before all 3 of them fizzle out simultaneously. The bird cries in confusion, and it fights against the chains. And we're going to go into initiative.
What?
Surprise.
This is maybe the biggest room I've seen on one of these maps.
Holy shit.
This room is huge.
It's massive. As the barriers that are holding the creatures on the corners of the room and the three platforms here, as those barriers fall, we're going to start the top of round 1. The creature in the northwestern corner shouts aloud in Necrol, "Your chains cannot hold us any longer, creatures of undeath. We come for you for centuries of torture." And it uses its first action to walk down. And it's walking down and toward you at an angle. And it's walking on the air as it ends up on the ground level where you are. With its second action, it fixes its nightmarish gaze on Arius. Now, Arius, you need to give me a will save.
Do we get hero points? An end of book hero points? Everyone get an extra?
Everybody gets one.
Yay!
Everybody gets one.
Good, because I already used mine. I just want to... Guys, I'm rolling a will save. I want a hero point.
Give me a backup.
All right, I got a 44.
44 is a success.
Okay, critical success.
All right, so critical success means you have no effect on you. For its third action, it strides 40 feet closer. And as it's getting closer to you, you see that this thing is towering. It is huge in size. The bound one in the center is gigantic. Good old 4x4. All right, that's its turn, which takes us over to Lucan. It's your turn.
What kind of check would I need to make to know more about these guys?
Religion. I don't think you have any shadow-based lores.
I sure don't.
Anybody got any buffs or anything left? Because I kind of used all mine.
Nope. I blew my whole load last time.
Yeah. This might be a rough one, guys.
Says the rogue. You only had one load to blow.
Yeah, I didn't have much, but it's all gone.
I spend my first action to make a religion check on these guys just to see what I can learn. Probably going to fail with a 32.
32 is actually a success.
Excellent.
These creatures are known as Darvakas. Darvaka is a type of creature from the plane of shadow. I know it's called something else now, but from the plane of shadow. This particular Darvaka is one of the most common varieties. It's called a Sekiver. They are walkers in the night. They're bloodthirsty but calculating. They lead legions of dead into battle on the material plane, and they work toward one simple goal: ending all life. What do you want to know about the Sekiver Darvaka?
Does that include unlife?
I mean, not necessarily, no. In fact, they lead legions of the dead. That being said, they have been trapped here for some unknown period of time, having their shadow energy sapped in order to power the defenses of Eled. So they're a little pissy right now.
I want to know, I don't know how many different things this is, but like resistances, immunities, and weaknesses.
Okay, so you get 2 pieces of information. You have to leave one of them out.
I want resistances.
Resistance 10 to cold.
Okay. Immunities.
Death effects, disease, paralyzed, poison, and unconscious.
Okay. So, I only have one spell left, and I might as well cast it. Let's start placing some bursts. These guys are so big, I can easily fit one of them in 2 10-foot bursts of, the center of the 40-foot bursts that go like that.
This is for falling stars.
I am casting Falling Stars. We're going to do 2 bursts centered on this guy, just slightly overlapping. Well, actually, the 10-foot centers won't even overlap, and they'll still hit him. And I'm going to do a burst on the guy in the back and a burst on the guy to the right.
So you get 4 40-foot bursts, 2 of them on the one closest to you that strided forward and was talking to you,
Yep.
2 in the other ones in the back.
Yep, one on each of the ones in the back.
Quick heads up. A creature in any of the areas attempts only one basic reflex save against the spell, no matter how many overlapping explosions it's caused.
Hey, there's that last sentence thing. But I'm still doing it. Still doing it.
Yeah, it's okay. You still get all 3 of them at least once.
We're going to go asteroids, fire. So, reflex saves, please, from all of them.
Should have asked their lowest save.
I only have one spell, so it doesn't matter what their lowest save is. They're getting this one.
Oh, the type that you go doesn't change.
No.
Anything.
All right. Well, the first 2, the ones that are still back on the platforms, get a 36 and a 34.
So, yeah, looks like 2 failures and a success. So here's the damage. One of them takes half of this. 85.
Nice. Solid damage.
Not bad. And that is all 3 of my actions. I guess I would do that as an act together, but I don't even have anything to do with Thundrinker here. They're not going to move. That's it. That's my turn.
Then after Lucan, it's Gurdrug.
Gurdrug, let me make you a hero again. Don't move.
You can do that more than once.
Gurdrug is delaying. He has no desire to run out there by himself.
It's Gurdrug delays.
Let's see what this bound one does.
So the huge gargantuan, even Darvaka in the center, the large bird, looks towards the door and screeches in panic because it's so weak from repeated destruction and the fact that it just regenerated. In panic, it opens its maws and shoots an icy blast towards the largest thing next to the doors that just opened. That's Sundrinker.
So, what do you need? Oh, you're rolling to hit.
Oh, roll the hit. 37 hit.
It hits.
This line of inky black cold energy blasts into Sundrinker, dealing them 28 points of damage. Cold damage.
I was going to say. For a second there, I thought it was going to be like negative energy. I was going to laugh, but okay, cold.
Part of it is.
Technically, it deals 2d10 persistent void damage, but let's just
We'll
not
ignore
worry
that.
about
I'll
that.
take the 28 cold. Chilly.
And that's its turn. For single action, that's what it does. Arius, it's your turn.
Arius moves 35 feet towards the one that started approaching us. And then second and third actions will cast Blink Charge to go behind it.
Okay.
And I first will need a quick will save for my Bane aura.
We'll save it gets a natural 1.
I don't think there's a critical failure for Bane, but it will take that -1.
Okay.
I'm fairly confident there's not a crit fail for Bane. Yeah, there's not, yeah. So, just a -1 status penalty to attack rolls. I'll take it, though. Actually, I want to be right there. And then the swing, natural 1, and it still barely failed. Fuck! God, I'm not rolling well tonight. 3 on the die, I got a 32 to hit.
32 misses.
Okay, I still will deal 1d8 force damage. So, still take 5 damage. That's my turn.
Kicks. It's your turn.
Yeah. I go touch a ghost.
Your hand goes right through it.
No, that's not how they work. Heroism at second heightened.
Oh, 6th. So you get a +2.
That's what I got. It worked so well last time.
It did.
Fucking A right, it did. Then after kicks, does Gurdrug jump in? Or does Gurdrug wait for the other 2?
I have to wait at least for one of them. That other one's 85 feet away. It would take all 3 actions to get there, and I don't feel like doing that.
Okay. Then after kicks, that's going to take us to one of the other ones. This is the one the farthest away from you. He's way back in the northeast corner. He uses his first action to shift his form, and with a smooth motion that looks like it's happening on limbs made of shadow flames, it goes down into a quadrupedal form, and its horns get bigger. It then begins to charge toward you. It has an 80-foot movement speed like this.
Oh, hey, Ted, these things can probably be banished.
Huh.
I just have to crit one then. And then see if I actually banish it. It's a multi-step process, but it'd be cool if it worked like once this campaign.
It'd be cool if I got to use it at least once.
Especially since I plan on taking a second feat for it in like a level or two.
That was kind of like last in that fight against Shara. I used a bunch of stuff. I was like, when am I ever going to fucking use this? Ethereal plane? Here I come.
Well, it worked out with that quicken that you gave everybody. That was pretty fucking important, too.
Yeah. I almost didn't take that feat. Because it's like, Gurdruk doesn't inspire people. But I suppose he can inspire this group to murder people. I think
They get pretty inspired by that, what?
they get pretty inspired by that. Where is that soundboard?
Murder!
Dave, it's such a good choice.
I enjoy it.
I heard it and I liked it.
It was a really good murder too.
It was.
Like, that was,
It
one
was
of
a
my,
good
it was
murder.
like one of my best murders.
Well delivered.
All right, so after the one in the back uses all of its actions to stride closer to the party, he's still a ways away. That takes us to the other Psychever. This one, much like the one that just went, uses its first action to change into its quadrupedal form. And then it gallops toward the party. Let's see if it can do the thing for its third action. Oh, it totally does the thing for its third action. For its third action, it uses a special ability where it charges directly at Kix. Me? And it makes a horn
I
strike.
think I'll take an attack of opportunity on it if it does that.
It would. Kix does a 44 hit.
It's wild that it doesn't crit, so I accept.
Take 29 points of damage. It would bleed, but you don't.
I don't bleed.
I get a 44 to hit it.
44 hits.
I will deal it a little bit of damage as it charges at good friend Kix. 26 damage.
All right, takes it. And that's its turn. It used all of its actions to charge down here.
I know we're at the end, but Gurdrug definitely goes.
Gurdrug hops in. All right. Then at the end of round one, Gurdrug, it's your turn.
Yeah. Assuming it doesn't see me, I guess I probably have to give you at least one stealth check.
Well, what was your... Ah, shit, I should have noted what your original check was. I feel like you were right after Lucan, so above 40.
It was 41, because I was before the bird. I was before the bird, but after Lucan, so it was 41.
Between 40... Well, 41 is enough for you to be undetected by this creature.
First action, I sneak behind... which one is this? Dazzling Psychever. Second and third actions, we will double slice. Because it's fun. Ooh, I only get a 5, but hit 39.
Fucking heroism. But it's...
You rolled a 5. I would need a 10 to get that. Stupid.
We will deal... Oof, that was a really bad roll. It's 34 damage.
Well, he knows you're there now.
Okay, second attack. A natural 1.
No. Well, that's just a miss.
Because of heroism.
Because of fucking heroism.
But that is the end of my turn.
That takes us to the top of round 1. This is the Psychever that Arius had attacked. This one is not in its quadrupedal form. This one's still bipedal, standing upright. It uses its first action to attempt to disarm Arius. A 46 versus your reflex DC.
That was 1 away from a crit.
So close. So with the new disarm rules on a success, you have a -2 penalty, circumstance penalty, to attacks with your greatsword
But all you have to do is spend an action to regrip it, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yep. You can end the effect by interacting to change your grip on the item to get a firmer grip. Otherwise, it lasts as long as you're holding it.
Is that a manipulate action where it might get an attack of opportunity if it has one?
No, the disarm action only has the attack trait.
the regrip. The regrip.
Oh, the regrip. Oh. Actually,
I feel like that's going to have a manipulate action to it, or trait to it.
Sure seems like it would.
Not regrip, what's it actually called?
it's actually just written into the interact action now. If you look at the interact action,
Which has the manipulate trait.
which has the manipulate trait, so yes, it would provoke.
Okay, so it would. Oh, wonderful. Okay. That's actually a lot more useful than a -2.
So that was its first action. For its second action, it slices at you with its arm spike. Stabs. Gets a 32 to hit.
Miss.
And for a third action, it does it again. Ooh, 41 to hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Sweet. Take 35 points of damage. Some of it's cold damage.
It got a 41 on its third attack. Dude,
So it did.
Oh, I love that resistances stack. That's so nice.
Oh, you have resistance and cold too?
I have resistance piercing or resistance cold, both -4, so I reduced 8 damage from my resistances on that.
That's nice. Lucan, it's your turn.
Excellent. Man, I really don't know what to do here.
What's your reach
attack
again?
the shit out of this one in front of us.
Yeah, I think we just need to kill it. I don't have a way to try and help Arius. My reach is 20 feet.
I'm probably okay.
We'll hope so.
Kind of have a plan.
You're at 20 and can go up to 25, right? Or is it?
That's right. I'm at 20 as my reach can go up to 25 using an action. I will simply spend 2 actions casting Electric Arc. I will only be able to hit this guy, but reflex save, please.
All right. That's a 33.
That is a failure. That reflex save is not that great. He will take 28 electric damage.
All right. He takes all of it.
Excellent. I will spend 1 action to cast Boost Eidolon. As an act together, I will use a free action to cast Extend Boost, and I will make a nature check on that. I will get a 43, which is, I believe, a success, but not a critical success. And then Sundrinker will use their sigil action from Act Together to attack this guy.
Smack.
We'll go slashing. That seemed to work last time. I get a 37 to hit.
37 hits.
I will deal it 32 damage.
All right. Takes it.
We all knows what happens when someone hits my enemy.
Yeah, we do.
Opportune backstab.
Fuck.
37. I hit
Fuck.
it. I hit it with a 3 on the die.
God, heroism. Son of a bitch. All right, yeah, 37 hits.
This is going to be a little bit more than the last one. How about 60 damage?
A little bit more. All right, he takes all of it, and he's, what are his stuff? Off guard?
Enfeebled 1 and debilitated and minus 10 foot speed.
Ah, gotcha. All right. Well, then after Lucan, that takes us over to the bound one in chains in the center of the room. They lash out, targeting Arius with an icy blast.
Why are you rolling multiple mystery die? You didn't like the first result? You had to go after me?
No, the first one was actually
There's a
something
third
totally
one.
different.
What are all these rolls? They're all mystery rolls.
He's cheating.
I forgot. Sorry, I forgot about the last roll. The attack roll, he gets a natural 1 on the attack roll. So it critically misses. So, Arius, you're fine. And it's your turn.
I re-grip my sword. Or interact to grip my sword properly. Do you have an attack of opportunity to hit?
I don't.
Nice.
Aha!
So, try not to like
Huzzah.
metagame too much, but we thinking these guys could be banished?
And we know they're from the Shadow Clan.
Yeah, I succeeded my check on him.
Oh, you did. I missed that. Okay. Then I do a thing I don't think I've ever done before, and I cast a spell for my second and
Wait.
third actions.
Let me go. I'll make it so it definitely happens.
Arius delays until after kicks.
I cast Undermine Reality on it.
Wait, what?
What the fuck is that?
I've used it before. It makes them quasi-real, so all they Their saves are one less degree.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. But it makes a will save, right?
Yeah. So it still gets.
Okay.
And it's a capacitation as well.
Yeah, these guys aren't higher level than us. I can tell by their face.
No, but it's an 8th level spell, so it'd be
Double the
16.
spell level.
Oh.
That being said, it might not matter. Success with a 47.
He's quasi-real until the end of his next turn.
Fuck. That totally still counts then.
Then I do my things. It just feels cheap, but I'll take it.
Kix, you want to do anything with your last action?
Oh, yeah.
Give you the option, obviously, if you're taking your turn.
I gotta look inside this treasure chest that is on the map. You put it there. I want to look at it. No, I used my psychic powers to do that. That was some psychic shit. I was just like, no, let me make him fake.
It's quasi-real until the end of its next turn. Now, for Undermine Reality, that means that as long as it is quasi-real, it strikes, deal half damage. It can't critically succeed at any skill check, and creatures attempting saving throws against its spells and effects
Oh, so it's not.
get a result of 1 degree success better than they rolled. It's not quite what you thought it was.
I thought it went all like both ways. Whatever. Well, if your banish fails, then you can beat him up.
Wait, so what happened?
So it's if it casts spells on you, you get a better roll. It doesn't get a worse roll on things against it.
It doesn't get a worse result on things.
I thought it was like, yeah.
Though it did not suffer from the incapacitation trait with an 8th ranked spell, just so you know. So anyways, you cast Banishment on it.
Yeah.
It needs a will save?
Yes.
Fuck me! He rolls a natural 1.
Oh, I didn't even realize the 9th level one can target 9 or 10 creatures. I could have done this on all of them if I got in the right spot. Hold up.
What's its range?
What? It's
Hold
a
up.
500-foot
Hold
range.
up.
500 foot range, bro.
Yeah. Is it?
It says target one. Oh no, I'm
It's
looking
a
at the wrong
30-foot
spell.
range.
Banishment. Sorry, I was looking at Spencer's Undermine
Oh,
Reality.
I was looking at the Undermine.
Fuck.
So things within 30 feet, you still really could
They
have
were
only targeted the
never
one.
going to be within 30 feet. They were never going to make it. Oh, I guess this one could have.
I mean, if I waited around,
Do you have Banishment prepared at 9th level?
yes.
I mean, he is quasi.
Oh, you are casting at 9th level too.
I didn't notice the 9th level heightened effect.
I mean, the chamber is 220 feet square.
Yeah, but I could move back to the group and wait like a round until all of them are grouped up. But I also kind of like the fact that you just crit failed it. And it would also, if it ended up succeeding against more than one of them, it kind of makes the combat less fun. So, end up a combat, let's make it more fun and more combat, right? So we'll just take the crit fail. So it's banished and can't return by any means to the plane for a week.
In the name of Zuriel,
In the name of Zero, get the fuck out so I can go help my teammates.
and with a cut-off scream, it disappears.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's probably super happy about that. It's been trapped here.
Wait, is that considered mercy then?
No,
Hold up.
you're gonna have to
No,
spend
it's
your
gone. I
next,
already removed the
your
participant
next
combat.
five levels worth of XP tracking this guy down, sending him back to this plane, and then killing him again.
Just so you can murder him.
Also, I really got to pay more
Kill him.
attention to heightened effects. Holy shit, I didn't realize that affected 10 creatures. God, it sucks that the range is still only 30 feet, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's rough.
Well, after Arius completely removes a combatant from the field, that takes us over to the one that's in its quadrupedal form, that is running toward the party. He's not in a great position to have seen what just happened, since the pyramid is in between him and his buddy that just got yeeted from the plane. He's going to use his first action to charge toward Gurdrug, who is attacking his pal in a flanking position.
I dislike the fact that you just said yeet.
Yeet!
Yeet.
I got a 14-year-old that just kind of comes with the territory at this point.
Yeah.
Does he skibbity toilet?
Oh, he hates Skivity. Thank God.
What's skibbity?
I
No one
know.
knows. No one knows.
Gurdrug does a 40 hit.
Yes.
Gurdrug take 24 points of damage.
Okay.
with its second action,
But it moved up to me.
it did.
That's.
I know.
Oh, that's right. It did its horned rush.
Yeah, it's got a Horned Rush ability. Move and makes a strike with one action. With its second action, it changes its posture and it stands into its bipedal form. And with its third action, it attempts to disarm Gurdrug.
Which weapon?
Your right hand, let's say. 41.
Failure.
Against your reflex DC, psh, they don't know any better. That's its turn.
Let's say, because technically my, I suppose with it just a regular disarm, it probably wouldn't make a difference. But if I actually dropped a weapon, it would make a difference. Because I've got the doubling ring, so it's like
I was aiming for your primary hand, whatever that is. I assumed it was the right hand.
Gurdrug's left
I
hand.
never really said, so I would also assume right hand.
Why would you assume his right hand's his primary hand? He's left-handed, of course.
Obviously. Okay, so the other Psycheaver, this is the one that is being flanked by Gurdrug and Sundrinker, turns and sees that his pal has joined the fray. For his first action, he uses an ability called Draining Gaze. So Gurdrug, I need a will save.
I think I'm going to hero point that natural one.
Probably a good idea.
Probably a good idea.
I'll get a
Fuck.
41 instead of a 31,
That's a success.
which becomes a critical success.
So
Yeah.
you are unaffected.
And temporarily immune for 10 minutes.
Yes, you are. So for his second action, he changes posture. He also stands like his fellow. So now they're both in their bipedal form. And he strikes out at you. He stabs with his arm spike. Does a 39 hit.
Yes. These guys are barely hitting me.
So take a 28 damage. And that takes us to the bottom of round 2. Gurdrug, it's your turn.
Well, we'll start with this guy that is being flanked, since that is what I do. We'll go with a double slice. It still seems like he has a fair amount of health left. I roll a 2, get a 36.
Which hits because of fucking heroism. But yes, you hit.
I hit with a fucking 2.
God damn it. The spell.
So we'll deal him 46 damage. He continues to be off guard.
All right.
And then we will attempt to hit him a second time. How about a 19 on the die for a 50?
Woo! Yeah, we all know that's a critical hit.
Not great rolls, but how about 72 damage? Does that finish him off?
With a slice, Gurdrug banishes the shadow back to its home plane.
Okay. And then, you know what? We're just going to move around this guy so that the next person can come striding up and get in flanking with him.
Which means there's only one of them left. Top of round 3, Lucan. It's your turn.
It's a bird.
Well, this has gone pretty quick. Action 1, we'll do a tandem movement. Sundrinker will simply move into flanking with Gurdrug. Lucan will move up to at least be within 30 feet. That's not 30 feet. I gotta get a little closer. 30 feet of this guy. And action 2 and 3 will act together and electric arc because their reflex saves are not good.
Not the best save.
Reflex.
Gets a 34.
That's failure. I'll take all this damage. And then with Sundrinker's single action from act together, they will again strike slashingly. That was 17 damage from electric arc. 38 to hit with Sundrinker.
38 hits.
41 damage.
All right. Chipping away at the last Psycheaver.
Hit him, eh?
I did.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I got in position. I thought that was going to be a nat 20. Dang
It
it.
was almost a 20.
It was darn close.
42 to hit, though.
That's still a hit.
51 damage, and he's off guard.
Well, then after Sundrinker and Lucan Hollow, that takes us over to the Bound One. This time, the Bound One lashes out at Gurdrug. An icy blast emanates from their beak. That's a nat 20.
Yeah.
Here comes critical hit damage. Didn't roll great, actually. 45 cold damage.
4d10 persistent void? Dear God. It's a good thing we're not alive.
Good thing we're not alive.
That's the bound one's turn, taking us to Kix. It's your turn.
Did you take the flaming off of me? I had left it on just for fun.
I did, sorry. It was rolling every round.
He would have had to take it. I mean, he couldn't have stayed flaming because it's be pretty hard to sneak around while,
Yeah, it would have guttered out eventually.
On fire. But it was really funny that it could not hurt me.
All right, Kix, what you got?
Is that both of them?
Don't hurt the bird.
We don't want to hurt the bird.
I thought we were freeing the bird.
Yeah, the birds are
free the
friend.
bird.
Birds are friend.
Free bird, man.
It hit him with ice.
Yeah, it's just kind of freaking out. I think we need to release it so it can just be gone. Although I know that's like the defenses for this place, but not my problem.
I cast Divine Decree.
Oh.
Zuriel.
In the name of Zuriel.
Well, I just need a innate spell. So what is that? My charisma,
Yes.
Yeah, it would be your charisma.
which is +3. So
Plus your trained values, so it would be 19 plus 3, so plus 22, so it's a 32 DC.
all right, do it up.
He has to make what kind of save?
It would be a Fortitude.
Fortitude, okay. He gets a 38.
He takes.
Is it only considered trained? How does that work?
For innate casting, unless it's changed in the remaster. Oh, at 12th level, innate spells have their proficiencies increased to expert.
Yeah, I mean, a +2 is not going to be enough to...
So it would be a DC 34 instead of 32.
Well, he takes a whopping 18.
He takes the damage.
That's all I got.
Kix is still getting used to declaring in the name of Zuriel. Speaking of which, Arius, it's your turn.
This is not Azuriel. That's my decree, dude.
Oh, that's just fucking Kix's decree.
This is the fucking kicks.
Kix decrees.
That's why it was so little damage, because it's not that demanding.
Not a full deity yet.
Getting there.
I use 3 actions and move 100 feet to get across from Gurdrug on it.
All right, so Arius uses all 3 actions to get over to the Sekiver, but he does have to make a will save against that Bane aura, which he gets a nat 20 on.
Good for him. You know, the last guy critically failed it, and then I banished him. But
He had to try.
it really
He had
didn't
to try.
matter. But he still critically failed it.
He still critically failed. That takes us over to the last remaining Sekiver. This one did see what Arius did just a moment ago. So he actually takes a 5-foot step away from Arius and then begins casting a spell.
Let me free you.
He doesn't want it. No, he doesn't want it.
David, that's in your range.
Oh, yeah, I will take it. Now, do I still get it while he's technically flanked?
No, because he cast the spell from the position that he's in.
Oh, gotcha. I take
Yep.
the attack on the spell cast. Get a 42.
42 hits.
Sundrinker will deal.
But not a crit.
Not a crit. Sundrinker will deal 40 damage.
All right, he takes all that damage. And his spell goes off. The Psychever disappears,
Damn.
taking us to the bottom of round 3. Gurdrug, it's your turn.
We'll do a little seek action.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check.
40.
A 40 is a success. You do know what square they're in, and they're right next to you.
Right next to me. You know, we're going the selfish route. We're just going to attack it twice. Double slice. I could point it out, but Ooh, I only get a 4 on my flat check.
43 hits, but you're right. The flat DC to overcome, you miss.
Alright, well, second half of that attack. I roll a 19 on my flat check that time. And
There you go.
39 to hit.
39 hits, and he is off guard for this.
Perfect. He will take 46 damage and continue to be off guard. He should not be enfeebled. That was not the one that was supposed to be on there.
No, that's okay. He doesn't have the enfeebled condition right now anyways.
Because he's dead?
Nope. He's invisible. Top of round 4. Lucan, it's your turn.
You see Gurdrug slicing at something.
Yeah. It should be an interact action to retrieve a stowed item from a backpack, pouch, or similar container.
Correct.
Or put one away. I spend an interact action to pull out my spectral opera glasses. And I spend another action to activate them.
All right.
Lucan can see. As an action, Lucan will point out the enemy to Sundrinker as an act together, and Sundrinker will use their action from act together to attack.
Wow. Solid. Did you just double 20 that shit?
I just dub 20'd that.
That's a critical hit.
That was 20 on the attack, 20 on the check to overcome the invisibility. Hold on. Just for fun, I'm going to roll another d20 to see if I'd insta-kill him. Ooh, a 17. Would have been close. All right, that's going to be 67 damage.
67. Lucan, through your opera glasses, you get the perfect view of Sundrinker slicing this thing in two as it dies. As the 3 Sakivers are either banished or destroyed, the bound one on its turn flaps against its chains. It looks at the 5 of you. It doesn't breathe, but you can almost see its chest rise and fall with anxious gesticulation, and it slows. And it stops fighting its chains.
Fireball.
Against a gray phoenix, I doubt it.
And it settles on the top of the pyramid. The ashes that are scattered throughout the room flow toward the central pyramid as a pitch black tornado around the massive bird held in place by the glowing green chains, and it coalesces and is siphoned into its form. The bird-like monster struggles for a moment, trying to beat its wings as if to fly from the pyramid, but it's inexorably drawn to the top of the structure by its bindings. With a deep sigh, the being settles its body and stares at you, its eyes little more than orbs of reflective blackness. The creature opens its mouth and shrieks once. There are no words in the sound, but it's full of powerful emotion. Relief. Its foremost right eye sparkles with an inner light as it studies the room and you gathered before it. The creature lowers its head towards its right leg, and a massive talon stretches up to its own eye. And with a sharp, sudden slash, the creature plucks out its eye, which flies through the air and hits the floor with a sound like crashing stone.
Fucking what?
The creature nods toward the eye and settles back onto its pyramid. It looks content.
The fuck?
I don't know, but let's find out. Hello, great Grave Phoenix. I am the one who spoke with you outside, or at least spoke with some essence of you. I'm not sure if you remember that conversation. I say as I make my way up towards the fucking eyeball. Where is the eyeball?
The eyeball fell right at the base of the pyramid. Right in the space that Spencer was talking about earlier.
Oh! I go up to it and I detect magic on it real quick.
Oh, it's magic as fuck. Holy hell, this is probably the most magical thing you've ever laid your eyes upon.
I'm too greedy not to. I reach down and pick it up.
Quick identify that shit.
Yeah, I'll quick identify it unless something happens.
The bound one shrieks at you.
I thought this was what you wanted. I say. I get a 35 on my quick identify.
It settles back in. You have no idea.
No way. That's
No fucking clue. The purpose and depth of this item are lost on you. But as you look toward it, you can see images swimming around in the eye. And then a projection is laid over top of the room, and the image projected from the creature's gem-like eye resolves into a figure dressed in elegant finery, standing next to a skeletal giant in robes. The smaller figure is Chancellor Kemnebi, leader of the Bloodlords. He speaks to the giant in carefully measured tones that carry more than the hint of a threat. So, Kelganth, the only way to gain this reagent by destroying the bound one is with vitality energy. The giant nods in reply. The Chancellor continues. And when the creature is reborn, the process can be repeated indefinitely? The Lich replies with his voice dry and deep.
Yes, Chancellor, but there's a problem. Each time the Darvaka is destroyed and reborn, a bit of the creature's energy is siphoned away.
The giant pauses a moment. When the Chancellor doesn't reply, the giant speaks again.
That means less and less power going to the defenses of Iled, my lord.
Yes, I am aware, says the vampire. A fire lights his eyes as he looks up at the Lich, who takes an involuntary step back at the intensity of the Chancellor. And I do not care whatsoever about this city. The Shadow Ash is the key to my plans. With it, we can raise an army of the dead from the very nations Geb feeds. It shall be an army. My army. With a size never before seen anywhere in Galarian. If this city's defenses need to be sacrificed, so be it. That is a small price to pay for victory. The image fades.
And just to be clear, I wasn't the only one that saw this, right?
Everybody saw that.
Everybody saw this, okay.
It was projected onto the room itself.
Okay. Well, I guess all we need for our proof is to bring everyone in here, providing this happens again. Did you cause that to happen? I say, looking at the Phoenix.
The Phoenix looks at you.
I think maybe it's the eyeball. Maybe that's why I gave it to us.
I was thinking the same, just checking.
And in your mind, you hear a voice, almost endless. Bring Master Geb my eye. He will see what I have seen.
Very well. And you are to remain chained here?
The Shadow Phoenix shrieks again. And in your head, yes, I made that deal with His Highness centuries ago. The defenses of this city are crucial in his war versus Nex.
I shall not question that.
Do you have to be chained?
He turns to look at Gerdrug. The device works as the device works. I gave my word. I do not find my accommodations uncomfortable now that you have erased the threat.
Very well. We shall take your eye to Lord Geb immediately. And I detect magic and look around for more loot if there is any.
There is none.
Of course not.
I've added the eye to your character stash. It is currently unidentified, but there it is.
That's it for this fucking place, right? We can leave? Finally?
Cast the 6th level harm on Gerdrug quick. Gerdrug, you get 80.
Yeah, Gerdrug's definitely a little on the injured side.
Yeah, everybody else is only down like 30 at most, so I thought I'd bump you up a little.
Yeah, this guy's definitely focused on Gerdrug. But hey, I'm only down 10 now. I'm good to go.
After an hour, I get that harm back anyways. It's fine.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of this place.
And as the sinners turn to leave the bound one, it nods its head deeply in respect.
Have you heard of Zerial?
Congratulations. That was book 5. Woo! You are now 18th level, bitches.
Yay!
Damn, we're gonna have to figure that out.
One more level and I'll be a character.
Fuck you.
Like 18's the soft start. At like 19 or 20 is where it really gets going.
The build really turns on at 19th level.
Well, we finally have our proof in the form of a magical eyeball. And we have completed Book 5. What challenges await us as we reach the end of this story? Find out next time as we continue Bloodlords. And until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.